Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Friday Night Hangout. Yay! Who is excited to be here? I'm one person that always looks forward to Friday Night Hangout because that's a time that we let down our heads and smell the roses. So, you know how we do it here? Use the comment section and tell us how your week has been, and especially today. How has today been for you? For those who are joining us for the first time, a special welcome to you. I'm your host, Joy Onyesoh. So, welcome to Friday Night Hangout with Joy Onyesoh. Here is a safe space where we have very topical conversation. And we are in our season 23, episode 251. Okay, last week we talked about proof of progress, tracking wins, and telling your story. But this month we have a more exciting thing. We're going to be looking at built to last. How can you scale without burnout? So make sure you schedule your calendar to be with us every Friday, 7 p.m. You don't want to miss any of the episode in this season, right? Now, tonight we're going to focus on particularly on capacity check. How do you check your capacity? Can your current level handle your next? Can your current capacity, handle your next level? Some of us are praying, oh God, expand my territory, expand my influence. But can you handle what's coming next? That's a key question I want you to reflect on. But before we dive right in, I want you to take some time to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do you know we have a Friday Night Hangout YouTube channel? That's right. So take this time, subscribe so you don't miss any of our episodes. And of course, you get to watch previous or past episodes. You also can subscribe to our Power Woman TV because we also stream this live on the Power Woman TV. So please do that. Share with your family, your loved ones, your friends, your colleagues, and make sure that they join us in this topical conversation. Now, we're going to be looking at several things tonight, right? The first one, we're going to be looking at opportunities. Yeah, for us to know that every opportunity you pray for requires more capacity. So when you say that prayer, ask yourself, can I carry or handle what's coming with that opportunity I'm praying for? Then I want us also to reflect on what scaling does to us without preparation. When you scale without preparation, what happens is you crash, you burn out. So scaling does require preparations, and that's why tonight we are going to be, doing a capacity assessment to be sure that we have what it takes to carry what we're praying for. Now, sustainability is another issue. We want to be able to do things not just for today, not just for tomorrow, but for a long time. So being able to show up, do what you have to do without burning out, without crashing, is what sustainability refers to. Enjoying the process as you move along. And so we're going to be discussing some of these things today. So get your writing materials, your reflective notes, and let's dive right in. But before we do, I want you to use the hashtag, our hashtag, FNH, please put it down, use it in the chat, in the comment box, and tell us where you're even watching from. Let us know where you're watching it from. Use the FNH with Joy Onyesoh, hashtag FNH. We want to see it. My team and I are always excited when you see the hashtag TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Now, let's start off by even understanding what capacity is. I like to unpack concepts, right? When you consistently use something, if you're not careful, you would lose the meaning. You won't have an in-depth understanding of what it is because it's just being thrown around. Oh, capacity, capacity. Sometimes some of us call some people capacity woman, capacity man. We don't even know what we're referring to. So tonight we're going to unpack that and we're going to ask ourselves some key questions. Now, when we talk about capacity, we're actually looking at four things. One, we're looking at ability. Two, we're looking at skills. Three, we're looking at energy. And four, we're looking at resources. So when we're talking of assessing your capacity, we're simply asking you, what is the total sum of your energy, your skill, your resources, your ability? Can it carry where you're dreaming to go to? Can you carry that next level? Or would you crash when you are given certain tasks. So when you say, oh, he doesn't have capacity, we're simply saying he doesn't have the requisite skill set, he doesn't have the requisite energy, or even the resources to deliver on a task. So you need to understand what capacity really means and why capacity is how it's different actually from potential. Potential is something that is aspirational, what you can achieve if certain things are done, right? So you may have the potential, right, to achieve something in future if certain gaps are closed, but you currently don't have the capacity, right? So your ability to grow, perhaps because you're being taught, your skill set has expanded or you're skilled, right, would show that you have the potential to do certain things. But right now, we're not looking at potential. We are looking at your capacity, where you are right now. Okay. Now, one thing about growth is that when you grow, it shows your area of strength and weakness. So you would know, oh, what are my strengths? How can I leverage? What are my weaknesses? How do I close the gap? And that's what capacity reveals. So if you do a very honest assessment of your capacity, you should be able to identify what you're very good at currently, where there are gaps, right? And the potential you have for closing those gaps. Now, mostly we encounter three key capacity gaps, and they are in terms of time, mindset, and team. So let me start by unpacking what the time mindset, the time capacity looks like. Now, some of us are people pleasers. Some of us like to say yes to everything. So I want you to recognize that when you say yes to something, it is you saying no to another thing. So we overcommit. We don't have good prioritization skill set, and so we get so busy, but we're not productive. You can see someone who would not ever have time. You have to say, oh, I'm so busy. I'm doing, but when you look at the productivity level, it's not commensurate with the time the person spends on doing a lot of things. So you were wondering, this person is always so busy, but the output doesn't match the input. So you also want to look at where you're spending your time. So sometimes the gap in your time capacity may be because you overcommitted to things you're not supposed to commit to. So you did not prioritize adequately, right? So you're always busy without being productive. Now, the other aspect is the mindset capacity. This is really very key. I want you to listen and reflect on this. The truth is, some of us are afraid of growth. We think of growth and we're afraid, more perhaps because of our past experiences. And maybe because we're afraid to fail. We don't want to fail. So you want to play it safe. So you feel it's better to be the one-eyed king in the kingdom of the blind than, being two-eyed in the kingdom of, people who are saved. So you want to stay in that comfort zone. You don't want to stretch. That's what fear does. Fear can paralyze you. But at the same time, fear can activate you into action. It can be a catalyst if you know how to use it very well. So ask yourself, what is my issue? Is it fear of the unknown, fear of failure, my past experiences? And when you're able to name it, then it gives you better opportunity to deal with the situation. But when you're vague about what it is, it's very difficult to deal with it. So be very specific now as we're having this conversation. Write what is coming through for you. Why are you afraid? That next level, why are you afraid? Why are you afraid of, enhancing your skill set? Why are you afraid of taking up that job? And you know that with more opportunities come more responsibility. So what are you afraid of? Name it. Now, there is something that we call imposter syndrome. And the truth is, at some point in time or the other, we go through it. Doesn't matter how successful you are, sometimes it hits you. And if you're not careful how you manage it, this is where some people falling into depression. You say, but this person is so successful. Why? You start asking yourself, keep yourself. You feel you're not worthy, you don't deserve it. A whole lot of things, negative self-talk begins to play out, and you feel that you're an imposter, that you're not authentic. So how do you get to deal with this? These are key things we need to reflect on. Then we have what we call limiting beliefs. These are things that you believe that makes it difficult for you to achieve certain things. Let me give us an example. When you believe that it's difficult to make money the clean way, each time you see someone who is successful, your mind will start telling you, oh, the person must have done a lot of dirty things. And that's part of the problem we have in Nigeria and in Africa. That oftentimes when they see a successful woman, they say, oh, who knows how many men she must have engaged with? Why? Because they have that limiting belief that women cannot be successful without having to do one or two crazy things. And when you're such a person, you will find that that is even the least of your problem, because even for your own personal growth, there are a number of things. Having that kind of mindset about some other person will tell the kind of mindset you have about yourself. So you're already limiting yourself. You can achieve certain things, you can't go beyond certain levels, and so it makes you behave in certain ways that blocks opportunity from you, that enables you not to move forward. When you see things, because you feel it's beyond you, because you feel it's unattainable, you don't even bother. So check your belief. What do you believe? And let me tell us something. Oftentimes our beliefs, are from our past experiences, how we were socialized, and all of that. So you want to start thinking through and identifying. Sometimes you have limiting beliefs with money, with growth, with marriage. You need to sit down and deal with it. These are gaps, and their capacity gaps. And if you do not deal with it, it's difficult for you to grow. It's difficult for you to attain that dream you have. So you need to deal with that. Now, another area of capacity I see often is team capacity. When you want to do everything by yourself, I know that sometimes because of financial factors, you want to multitask, right? Yes, but there's an extent to which you need to delegate. If you cannot afford to employ full time, please can you delegate and outsource to people who can negotiate? Sometimes you can even get pro bono expertise, right? Look at what value your business holds or what you bring to the table. Use it as your negotiation power. There is no one or any business that exists without any value. There must be something of value you have that's a solution to what someone else needs. Use it, leverage. So don't try to do everything yourself. You overstretch, it will affect your output, it will affect the quality of the work that you put out, and you don't want that. So even in delegating, sometimes you don't want to delegate. You have to delegate with a system, within a certain structure. Otherwise, you delegate haphazardly and you don't get the results you want to get. And you start saying, oh, that's why I like to do it myself. And then you start doing it yourself. You can't be the only one, playing the drum, dancing to the drum, recording yourself. That's difficult. So think about it. In what area of your business do you enjoy doing? And what area would you profit from by delegating or outsourcing? That's one thought I want you to dwell on today. Now, we talked about building support system. Don't try to do it all by yourself. Have a support system that can support you. They can either be a sounding board when you want to make decisions. You have people you go to and say, oh, this is what I'm thinking. How do I go about this? Trusted support system that are credible, you trust, and they have proven their value in your life. It's not just everyone. Some of us just talk to everyone and we end up creating chaos and problems for ourselves. So who are your support? Try and build an effective support system for your business and for yourself. I remember some weeks back when I was at a crossroad with the She Speaks Summit, I was thinking of what to do, and I put down certain things I wanted to do, but I needed to sound it on someone else. And when I called my sis and I had that conversation, she said, yeah, you're in the right track. I love what you're doing, but let's see how the execution goes. Just hearing someone else who is as knowledgeable, if not more knowledgeable than you, validate some of these things and point you in the direction else. So don't be that person that's an island. You want to do everything, because you cannot be. One tree can never make a forest. You need trees to make a forest, right? So don't go anywhere. When I get back, we're going to talk about the next steps to take, right? So stay put while we take this advert, and I'll see you shortly.
I'm Dr. Helena More. I'm MD of Scientia Partners Innovation Hub in Lagos.
My name is Nena Emmanuel Awosu. I am the founder and the CEO of 2K Shop, a retail e-commerce company here in Nigeria.
My name is Ifeanyi Amamilo and I'm from Abuja.
My name is Chinelo Enukore. I came all the way from Oka.
Don't procrastinate, move. Create networks that work. Attend trainings that will help me build capacity for the future. Ensure I'm able to identify my mentors and my sponsors.
I came to this event from Lagos. I've been attending She Speaks since 2018. So this is my 8th edition of She Speaks in Enugu.
This experience has been very amazing, very empowering, very enlightening. As a speaker, I gave out and I also was replenished from what I heard from other speakers.
It has been awesome, spirit-filled, and a lot of awesome insights to take home with. My key takeaway is going back home to put into work what I've learned. Not just learning, but implementing. That is where the magic starts from.
As a participant, I have received a lot from the convener, Professor Joy Onyesoh, from the other speakers, Dr. Ifoma and Miss Nena of 2K Shop, and it has been a wonderful experience.
This is the best female-only summit I have been to in my life.
I invite you to She Speaks 2026.
Don't miss She Speaks Summit 2026, happening here in Enugu, 25th to 27th of June 2026. You'll be blessed, you'll be empowered, and you will eat belly food.
I want to use this opportunity to invite you for 2026 She Speaks. Don't miss it. It's going to be bigger, better, with plenty of activities to give you real solutions. She Speaks is not a fancy party. It's where we come to sort ourselves out as women. So don't miss the 2026 edition. Join us to be one of those women who would unlock opportunities. See you in 2026 She Speaks.
Don't snooze. You are invited for She Speaks 2026.
Hello and welcome back to the Friday Night Hangout. That's the She Speaks Summit. Have you registered? Listen, if you haven't registered, then you're wrong. So the link is in the comment section. Use it and get yourself registered. We shut down registration on the 20th of June. So we just have a few days, 15 more days to go, and then we shut down registration, right? This year, this is our great year. It's going to be great. Now, let's come back to our conversation. We're talking about how do we assess our capacity to ensure that when we scale, we do not burn out, right? Now, I want us to do some quick tasks now where we're going to rate ourselves, and we're going to be very honest. One thing about growth is you need to give yourself the permission to be vulnerable enough to speak the truth to yourself. You don't want to lie to yourself. Now, remember that we talked about capacity involving 4 key things. We're looking at ability, energy, skills, and resources, right? But now let's try and rate ourselves from a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least and 10 being the most, right? Now, in terms of time management, where are you? Be honest with yourself. Where are you? How do you manage your time effectively? Do you know how to prioritize? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Do you find that at the end of the day, the top things you want to do, you end up not touching any of them, but you've been everywhere doing so many that you come back at the end of it, I didn't achieve anything. The most important tasks I didn't get to do it. So reflect on that and score yourself. Now, emotional resilience. How are you able to manage your emotions? When things do not go the way you plan, do you give up? Do you struggle? Do you just lose, steam? And you say, you know what, I'm not doing this again. That's the end of the next best thing to do, right? So how resilient are you emotionally? How are you able to hold yourself when things are not going the way you intended to go? And even when things are going the way you intended, some of us, when we're so happy, that is where we need to be careful. We overpromise, we overcommit, We do all kinds of things. So how resilient are you emotionally? Resilience is your ability to bounce back after any, default, after any chaos or certainty or failure or whatever. Your ability to spring up and keep moving. So how resilient are you emotionally? And in terms of leadership, how are you able to articulate your thoughts in such a way that anyone working with you, your team members, your staff, your friends, whoever it is that is working with you, can understand the vision and they can run with that vision. Remember, Habakkuk 2 says, write down the vision. Not only write, say, make it clear. So how are you able to make it clear? So anyone with you is not working on thin ice. They don't know what's expected. They're just assuming, and that's what leads to conflict. Rate yourself. Then let's look at your delegation ability. Do you know what to delegate, when to delegate, and what kind of delegation to give? Because delegation have different types of delegation. There's some you delegate, you trust the person's capacity because you've done certain assessment, and like, okay, whatever you decide, I'm okay with it. Or you have some you say, you do this, get back to me for approval before you move forward. So what kind of delegation do you do? Do you have that capacity to delegate appropriately? Ask yourself that question and score yourself. Excuse me. Now let's look at the next one, which is the systems and processes. You see, we can't overemphasize the importance of systems and processes in any business. When you do not have the right system, it's like trying to build a house without foundation. The house will crash. It cannot work. Do you or everyone working with you understand the system? Remember, when we're scoring ourselves sincerely, then support structure. Do you have a support in place? And when you feel things are going the other way around, you have people you can run to, you have people you can call, you have people who can stand in the gap to make sure that the vision is on track. Now, I want you to tally your scores. What are you getting? The lower your scores, then it tells you you need a lot of work to do. The higher the scores you get, it means you're on the right track. Now, I want you to reflect on this because this is the first Friday in this month. What is your goal for June? What do you want to achieve? By the time we get to June 30th, when you look back, what would you say would make you happy as when you look at it? Oh, this is my greatest win. This is my biggest win. What is that? Be very specific about it. Now, what is the biggest challenge you have to achieving that goal or those goals? Write it down. And then I want you to spend time asking yourself those critical questions. What can I do differently? In the area of skills, where are the gaps? What can I do differently? In the area of energy, energy, both your physical, mental energy, because some of us, very little things we get overwhelmed, little things we are pressured, we're acting, erratically. So you need to understand this. How can I build my mental resilience? How can I build my physical resilience? Because, being an entrepreneur is not a walk in the park. So I want you to take time to do this capacity audit. You don't want to rush through it. You want to spend time to do your capacity audit, score yourself, and then look at the areas where work needs to be done. Where do you need to put in more effort? How would you get that sorted out? And that's why I'm here, right? If you need further clarity, please do reach out to me. And I'm here to hold your hands through that process. That's why I'm a clarity coach. So we have a number of paid programs that can support you. And we also have the She Speaks Summit coming up. That's a group coaching program where you get to do one-on-ones depending on the category of registration. But the good thing is also have a lot of resources right there in the room. But what I want to leave you with tonight is don't sleep on it. Make sure you do your capacity audit and identify what needs to be done in the now. So I want to leave you with this point as I wrap up. The first is that growth requires preparation. Yes, you're praying about it and all of that, but how ready are you? What preparation are you putting in place for that next level? God, expand my goals, expand my influence. Do you have the capacity? What can you do to get yourself prepared? Don't wait until the door is open. Then you suddenly realize that you don't have what it takes for you to function there. And that's why this capacity assessment today is very integral for you. So what do you need to start getting ready? Now, capacity creates sustainability. So if you're sleeping on building your capacity of scaling, please let it be a call to you that you need to start doing the right thing, right? You need to take action. Don't sleep on it. And then keep this in mind, that the next level demands a stronger version of you. The next level demands a stronger version of you. So you need to keep evolving. Don't get comfortable with that. Now, before you pursue your next opportunity, please assess your capacity audit, identify your biggest gap, create a one action step to strengthen your capacity. You want to be able to move forward with that opportunity, okay? So thank you for staying tuned. I appreciate you. Without you, there'll be no Friday Night Hangout. Thank you to our loyal Friday Night Hangout community. You turn up, you show up, and you engage. God bless you. Please use the comment section. I want to hear from you. I see you. Thank you. Hashtag Friday Night Hangout. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep it coming in. And I want to hear from you. What are some of your thoughts on our conversation today? You know, I always come back to read your comments. So put it right down. And remember to follow JOCC on all the platforms. Share this replay. Invite someone next week. Subscribe to the Friday Night Hangout YouTube channel of Our Woman TV. And I look forward to seeing you next week as we continue the conversation next week Friday. God bless you. And I look forward to seeing you next week Friday. Bye for now.
Are you feeling stuck in your business, professional, or personal life? Or are you struggling to find purpose and direction? Imagine having a clear sense of direction, achieving your goals, and living a fulfilling life. Joy Onyesoh Coaching Consult is here to help you. We will work with you to identify your strengths, overcome obstacles, and develop a personalized plan to achieve your dreams. With our coaching and consulting services, you will gain clarity, confidence, and the tools you need to succeed. Do not let fear, lack of clarity, or doubt hold you back any longer. Take the first step towards achieving your goals and living your best life. Contact Joy Onyesoh Coaching.
This is Friday night, hangout, creating our stories, piece by piece. This is Friday night, hangout, creating our stories, piece by piece. Exploring limitless opportunities.